Hello everyone, this is Harsha. Welcome to my channel Crypto English. So hi guys, in today's video it's going to be a very interesting video. So in this video we'll completely break down how US authorities have seized around $3.6 billion which was hacked from the Bitfinex exchange. So we'll discuss everything in this video. What was how could these government authorities track these hackers, and how could they get the retrieve these private keys from the hacked wallet. So before starting the video, if you are here for the first time, subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, click the like button. If you have any doubts or clarification, leave them in the comment section below. And this video like that is 200 likes, so definitely click the like button right away. So let's begin the video, guys. So recently in Feb 8th, government authorities of US has announced that they have seized around $3.6 billion worth of bitcoins, which was hacked from the Bitfinex exchange. And they have mentioned that Liechtenstein and Heather Morgan, who was a husband and wife, were the hackers or who involved in this particular complete hack. So now Department of Justice has released a complete article on this, and they also released a statement of facts on this particular document. So this is a complete document which shows how this particular government authorities were able to retrack those hackers. So now I'll show you, I'll explain you how it has happened. So let's begin the story. So the story started in August 2016 when 2,000 unauthorized Bitcoin withdrawals were happened from Bitfinex exchange to a single to a wallet of around 119,000 Bitcoin. So this is the total amount which was moved from the Bitfinex exchange, that too with unauthorized way. And these hackers were using a wallet, and it was stored in that for a couple of months. And in January 2017, this particular hacker wallet started moving funds with the help of Alpha-Bay. So they were using multiple extensive layering activities and peel chain techniques to move funds from this Bitcoin wallet to Alpha-Bay market. So now what is a peel chain technique? So it's very simple. So if you have wallet A and wallet B, if you want to send the funds, instead of sending directly, you will use in between some of the wallets, and whenever you are moving funds from one wallet to other wallet, you will leave certain amount of tokens in the previous wallet. For example, you have one Bitcoin at or let's assume you have 10 Bitcoins in wallet A. You want to send it to B. So when you send it to B, you will send only 9 Bitcoin. So 1 Bitcoin will be left. From there to C, you will be sending only 8 Bitcoin. So that is how peel technique works. And in that, they also used multiple wallets, and they moved these funds to accounts, 7 different accounts which are open in Alpha-Bay marketplace. But what is this Alpha-Bay? So Alpha-Bay is a darknet marketplace which is now closed. So they use this Alpha-Bay marketplace because they want to cancel the backtrack of the blockchain transaction. So for example, if you want to send funds from wallet A to wallet B, so now if you directly send from wallet A to wallet B, anyone can track or identify in the wallet B, that they can identify from where this wallet B has received the funds by doing the backtrack on the blockchain. So to avoid that, what you can do is, instead of directly sending tokens from wallet A to wallet B, you can deposit tokens to Binance exchange, or any other centralized exchange, and from that centralized exchange you can withdraw those funds to wallet B. So in this scenario, if you are tracking wallet B and if you want to backtrack those funds from where they have received, then it will be showing you the centralized exchange wallet, which is Binance, and from there you cannot identify from where these tokens were created to the centralized exchange. So this is the reason they have used this Alpha-Bay marketplace. So Alpha-Bay marketplace is a darknet marketplace in which they also provide wallet services. So if you want to buy something in Alpha-Bay, you have to deposit some Bitcoins into that wallet, and you can do the purchases. In case if you have left out with any Bitcoins in that particular Alpha-Bay wallet, you can withdraw them. So here hacker used multiple accounts in Alpha-Bay, and they have used peeling technique, and they have deposited funds to these accounts in Alpha-Bay, and they started withdrawing from Alpha-Bay to different, again using layering techniques, and they have withdrawn it to a centralized exchange number 1. So let's assume it as VCE1, which is a virtual currency exchange 1. So multiple transactions were getting credited to the virtual currency exchange 1 in 6 different accounts, and all these 6 different accounts were having some similarities, like all the accounts were receiving the funds in the same pattern with the peeling techniques, and they cannot backtrack from where they are getting the funds, and all of these accounts were registered with the same kind of email service provider from India, and they have multiple other similarities also. So now they started withdrawing funds from virtual currency exchange to a different wallets also, and their volumes were really high in all these 6 accounts. So virtual currency exchange 1 got some suspicious, and they have started asking additional information of the ownership of funds to these particular account holders in the exchange. And unfortunately, they haven't received any reply from those account holders. So virtual currency exchange 1 has freezed all the 6 accounts, and the total worth of around $186,000 worth of crypto was frozen in these 7 or 6 accounts during March 2017. So now, before freezing of the accounts from virtual currency exchange, almost major funds were already moved to a different wallets or different centralized exchange. So now in that, when the government authorities were tracking them, they used multiple layering techniques, and at the end of the day, all these wallets which were receiving funds from virtual currency exchange 1 were crediting to a centralized exchange VCE5. So this is another centralized exchange VCE5, one account, and that account is having a valid documents, and the documents were registered in the name of Lethinston. So Lethinston email IDs were there, his photographs, selfie photographs were there as a KYC documents, and he has submitted his driving license. So this proves that this particular user was receiving funds, but they were still not able to identify whether these funds were coming or crediting from the that hacked wallet, because they cannot backtrack it. So along with this VC5, these funds were also moving to VC6, VC3 and other PSP platforms. So VC6 is very important. You should keep this in mind. So we'll discuss later about this particular exchange, why it is important, because this exchange, Lethinston, is used his second email, which is Lethinston email 2, to register the account in this exchange. So now this all were happening, and from VC5, Lethinston started purchasing gold with the help of BTC PSP1, and he used to buy those gold, and those gold was delivering to his home address. So now at the same time, another scenario was happening, and there were two other exchanges, VC7 and VC8. In this, there were 5 suspicious accounts in the name of like Lethinston and Heather Morgan and their companies also. So all these 5 accounts belong to this husband and wife, and they were receiving funds from unknown wallets, and those unknown wallets, when they are backtracking, they were pointing out to virtual currency exchange 4. So now virtual currency exchange 4 was also receiving funds from Alpha Bay, and there were some more layering techniques, and virtual currency exchange also got suspicious because of these huge volumes, and they also started asking the users to provide additional documents. So again, the users from this particular VC4 exchange couldn't provide any documents, and these email IDs were nowhere related to Lethinston and Heather Morgan, but they were not able to provide any documents. So the funds of around $155,000 worth of tokens were freezed in this virtual currency exchange 4. So now finally, from VC7 and VC8, these particular 5 users were officially registered with Lethinston and Heather Morgan and their companies, and during March 2017 to October 2021, they have deposited around $2.9 million worth of Bitcoin from different wallets, which cannot be backtracked because of multiple reasons, and they have withdrawn all this, most of these currencies into most of this Bitcoin into fiat currencies, and withdrawn them to their bank accounts in United States. So now this proves that these particular 5 accounts were having official documents and everything, but authorities were still not able to backtrack these transactions, and they cannot prove that. At the same time, some of the tokens from VC4 was moved to VC10 with 6 different email IDs, which were again not linked to Lethinston or Heather Morgan, but this centralized exchange was providing coupon services, and users from these wallets used to buy certain amount of coupons, and they were using these coupons to use in Walmart, Uber, Hotel.com and PlayStation. So now these tracks are registered with the email IDs of Lethinston and Heather Morgan, so that's why they have some connection with these accounts in the centralized exchange 10. So now finally, government authorities, I told you you should remember the Lethinston email ID too. So they started searching multiple email IDs of Lethinston cloud services. So fortunately, this Lethinston email ID 2 also provide cloud storage services, and they have found got some government authorities got some search warrant on this cloud storage services, and they have found so many files in the cloud storage of this Lethinston email ID 2, but most of them were encrypted. And finally, on January 31st 2022, they were able to decrypt the files, and they have found a very interesting things, and they have found multiple things in this cloud storage. So now I'll share you what are the things they found in this cloud storage. So first thing is they have found a file list of addresses and along with the private keys, and those list of wallets and private keys belong to the tokens or the hacked wallet from the Bitfinex. So with these private keys, government authorities were able to retrieve this $94,000, 94,000 bitcoins, and that is worth around $3.629 billion. And they also found a spreadsheet with all the details of the various virtual currency accounts, its passwords, and how many accounts are having what funds, which are freezed and which are emptied, all those details. And they also have found a folder named persona. So in this folder they have found multiple biographical information of different users, different ID documents which were used to create this centralized exchange accounts. And finally they also found a text file with the name passport IDs, which was having multiple darknet links where which provides the vendor services for this passport and ID documents. So now that is the entire story how this particular government authorities were able to track this complete hack and restore around $3.2 billion worth of Bitcoin, and that is completely restored now. So now another thing is Netflix is going to release a complete series of this complete hack activity. So before that I have shared you the entire story how this hack has happened, how as government authorities were able to restore these funds. So that's all guys, that is all about today's video about this complete concept. So if you like this video, click the like button. If you are new to this channel, subscribe to the channel. If you have any doubts or clarification, leave them in the comment section below. So that's all guys, thanks for watching. Jai Hind.